Good morning to all. I am Revati from CSE department. My subject is computer architecture. Now I am going to explain the topic of cache memory and virtual memory. First, cache memory. Cache memory is a fastest memory. It is also a kind of SRAM, but it is a special memory. Data which is frequently required by the CPU can be supplied by this cache memory. The cache memory is represented between the CPU and the main memory. The levels of cache. The four levels of cache is defined. First one is L1 cache. It is an individual cache for all CPU. It is divided into two types: instruction cache and data cache. Instruction cache, it stores the instruction which is frequently needed by the CPU, and data cache, it stores the data which is frequently needed by the CPU. L2 cache, it is a fastest memory where the data is temporarily stored for faster access. L3 cache is a main memory on which computer works currently. L4 cache is a secondary memory. It is an exterior memory. Next, direct mapping cache, in which each memory location is mapped to exactly one location on the cache, is called direct mapping cache. So here it uses a tag field. The tag field in the table used for a memory hierarchy. It contains the address translation required by identify whether the associated block in the hierarchy corresponds to the requested word. Next, a valid bit and invalid bit indicates cache table contains a valid address or invalid address. Next, cache index, which is used to select the block. The index of the cache block together with the text tag content of the block uniquely specifies the memory address space of the word contained in the cache block. Next one is address mapping of a cache block. The address is found by byte address divided by bytes per block. And next one is cache performance. When the processor needs to read or write a location in main memory, it is first check for a corresponding entry in the cache. So there are two performance: cache hit and cache miss. The cache hit, the data is read from the cache. Cache miss means the processor does not find the memory location in the cache. Next one is handling cache misses. The control unit must detect a miss and process the miss by fetching the requested data from the memory. If the cache report the hit, the computer continues using the data as if nothing happened. The cache miss handling is done in collaboration with the processor control unit and with the separate control that initiate the memory access and refill the cache. It creates a pipeline stall. Next, steps for cache misses. So first, send the original PC value to the memory. Second one, instructs the main memory to perform a read and write for the memory to complete its access. Third one, write the cache entry. And fourth one, restart the instruction execution. Next one is handling writes. Suppose on a store instruction we wrote the data into only the data cache, then after write into the cache, memory would have a different value for that in the cache. In such a case, cache and memory said to be inconsistent. For that we are using a walkthrough method, a scheme in which write always update both the cache and the next lower level of the memory hierarchy, ensuring the data is always consistent between the two. Write buffer, so a queue that holds the data while the data is waiting to be returned to memory. And next, write back. The write back cache always include the write buffer that are used to reduce a miss penalty when miss replace a modified block. And next one is virtual memory. See, a technique that uses a main memory as a cache for secondary storage. So that is called virtual memory. Motivation of virtual memory allows the efficient and safe sharing of memory, removes the programming burden of small limited amount of main memory. And next one is allows a multiple virtual machine share the same memory. The virtual machines share the main memory change dynamically with its own address space. The virtual memory implements a translation of a program address space to physical address space. This process is called protection. Next one is the second motivation of virtual memory is to allow the single user to exceed the size of a primary memory. The programmer divides the programs into pieces and then identify the pieces that were mutually exclusive. The overlays were loaded or unloaded under user program control used during execution, never exceed the total size of the memory. Next one is virtual address. A virtual address memory block is called page and the virtual memory miss is called page fault. An address that corresponds to a location in virtual space and is translated by address mapping to physical address when memory is accessed. This is called virtual address. Next, address translation. A process by which a virtual address is mapped to an address used to access memory. The processor generates a virtual address while the memory is accessed using physical addresses. Both the virtual memory and the physical memory broken into pages so that the virtual pages mapped to physical pages. The virtual memory is broken into two parts. First one is virtual page number and second one is page offset. The physical page number contains upper part of the physical address. The offset contains lower portion which is not changed, and page offset it determines the size of the page. Next one is segmentation. A variable size address mapping scheme in which address consists of two parts. First one is segment number and second one is segment offset. The segment have also been used a method to extend the address space without changing the word size of the computer. Thank you.